All right, Coach. So I guess this is all just pretty new since they just started building it. Do you have any idea when they started discussing, new baseball field?
A new field?
Yeah.
When did they start discussing it? Discussions have been going on to get Trinity a new baseball field for the last 2 decades.
Really?
Yeah. And there's been times we've gotten really close to securing land and like seeing the idea come to life. Gotten really close to that a couple times. And it's just never worked out for different reasons. But this time was different. We were able to meet with the right people, have the right people involved from the beginning, and it finally came to life. The stars aligned, and
I mean, it's in St. Matthews. It's like perfect almost. I drove up there.
yeah, I think the only way it could be any better is if it was on campus.
Yeah.
But our situation is what it is, and so the thought was, okay, we know what our current situation on campus is. What's the next best thing? And this is really close to school. This is less than 5 minutes away. It's really convenient for our players, our coaches, our students that want to come and watch games now, which is an exciting thing for us because where we were at before, it just wasn't an attractive place to draw a student body to come and support.
Kind of, a little out of the ways of...
A little bit.
Yeah. So how's Trinity paying for this project? You have any idea?
I do. So the majority of it is being funded by private donors, which in major projects around Trinity like this, like the one, the new alumni courtyard, was made possible by private donations.
Yeah.
So the Trinity community is 15,000 plus strong in terms of alumni. And we're very fortunate to have some of those folks step forward and contribute.
That's awesome. You estimate how much it'll cost?
I don't have the exact figures,
Yeah.
but if you were to do research on what's a standard all turf facility, what does that cost? You could probably come up with some estimates.
Yeah.
It's not cheap. I'll put it that way.
It's not cheap.
Not cheap. Yeah.
Any idea how many fans will, how many seating?
Seating capacity is 500.
500.
Mm-hmm. Standing room could probably include another couple hundred. There are, and I can include, send you some pictures of, like there's some renderings back there leaning up against the wall. There's another one on my wall up here. I can send those to you.
Yeah,
if you want to include them in your article.
Yes.
There's like a berm area where fans can sit.
Yeah.
Kind of like Slugger Field.
Yeah.
That berm in left center field.
Yeah, that's
We'll have
awesome.
one of those. It won't be in the outfield. It'll be down the line.
Okay.
But it's the atmosphere will be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there going to be like some covering over it? I mean, that it's just like a normal high school baseball field.
Yeah. So none of the playing surface is not covered.
Yeah.
With any type of wall or ceiling or any dome or anything like that. But the dugouts are covered. They're enormous.
Yeah.
It's a big plot of land that we were able to secure, and so we had some freedom to do some things like make the dugouts the size we wanted them to. We played on. I don't know if you're ever played baseball, but there's just some fields that have really tiny dugouts.
Yeah.
And it just kind of cramps your style, especially when you carry 18 players.
Who gets to design this?
Okay, so we have partnered with a construction company called Flynn. We've also partnered with an artificial surface or turf company called the Motes Group, M-O-T-Z. The Motes Group is the company that created the turf product for Marshall Stadium. Flynn Construction Company is a friend of Trinity. They've done several projects around town. their website could be a good resource for you if you want to give any background on them. And so they were very helpful in terms of like helping our vision come to life. We had an idea of what we wanted to do, but there's a reason that they're construction and architect experts and we're not.
Yeah.
So it was a joint effort between the leadership team at Trinity, which is like Mr. Saxton, Mr. Rob Saxton, our AD, Dr. Mullen. Those are a couple folks on the leadership team. And then Rick Arnold, who's our head varsity baseball coach. You know, I was able to give some input on it as well. A little bit here, a little bit there. But I'd say the three major players were Rob Saxton, Rob Mullen, Rick Arnold. And they worked really close with Flynn and Moat's group to make this thing come to life.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So it just so happened to be that 10 pin lanes, or it was behind 10 pin lanes, and
Mm-hmm.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get any, you know, where it could have been, you know, like last time, where they could have put it?
So let's see, they talked about, well, they talked about buying the land, I believe. No, I don't want to say that. I don't think that's true. You know, we've leased Thurman Hutchins Park down on River Road for a long time. In terms of other places around town that they've looked at, I mean, we tried to keep it as close as possible. You know, I think it would have been interesting, you know, if you drive down Shelbyville Road, as you get to the intersection of Hurstbourne Lane, on your left is the U of L Shelby campus. There's a ton of acreage over there.
Yeah.
You know, you think, well, could that have been a spot? Just because it's wide open land, and there's plenty of space to like develop it into what you would want if you're, you know, a school looking for a baseball field. But St. Matthews just ended up being the best one, the best spot, because where it's located, who we partnered with, and because St. Matthews Little League is in on this too.
Yeah, I've heard.
You know, because I mean, it's part. They had to demo one of their existing fields, which was a Little League field, so it's much smaller than a high school.
So there was a field there.
There was, yeah. It was called Voll Field, V-O-L-L. And so there's a family, the Voll family in Louisville, donated. Somehow they contributed to that field.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly sure how. I don't want to say donated because that may not be true. But anyway, that's the name we're sticking with. We're going to call it Voll Field, yeah. Because we're partnering with St. Matthews Little League, because when we're not using it, they're going to use it. And so there's a little intricate design. You know, there's the normal high school baseball diamond. So there's the foul lines, right field line, left field line, the infield, the outfield. Well, out in the left field and out in right field, there are what are called tick marks, just black. Just think of it like a part of the turf that's been spray painted. And it's black, so you can't see it from the stands. When you walk out there, you'll be able to see it. So they can set up Little League fields out in the outfield for little guys.
Gotcha.
And it's turf, so there's no very, very minimal maintenance.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's about all the questions I have for you.
Okay.
Thank you.